So we have another episode of TTT, and before we've done TTT Torp Taste Things, and we had
Cockrum Consumes Cuisine.
TTT CCC, and we have a new guest here.
Jinu Joseph joins.
So JJJ, Jinu Joseph joins. So we had a suggestion from one of your students. They were watching what we were doing, and they said that we needed to try something.
Yeah, so the idea was we need to try chai. And when I responded initially, I said, oh, chai tea. And they told me, no, it is chai. Chai is the drink and is tea itself. So saying chai tea would be like saying tea. So we're going to try chai today. Now, I will say, before we get too far, I might change my CCC just for today. Instead of Cockrum Consumes Cuisine, let's go with Cockrum Consumes Chai for this episode.
Let's
Got
go.
him.
And so the problem that I think we ran into is that we don't know what we're doing.
No.
And so we brought someone who does know what he's doing, and he's going to share a little bit about how you like to prepare tea.
Yeah, so being from down south, so I'm from Kerala, chai is, and we call it chaya down south, but chai and chaya is something that across the country is just wildly known and something that we consume, I would say, 3 to 4 times, depending on how often your grandmother forces you to drink tea every day. It's just a part of our natural culture, and I think it's just one of those things that we all just know we do, and if you don't know, you don't know. But
And am I understanding that, like, if you were a kid, you would have this, if you were an adult, you would have this, if you were a grandparent, you would have this, regardless of age?
I would say once you're old enough to drink milk on your own, you're drinking chaya in India. Like,
That's
pretty
very
much how
different
it
than what I'm
goes.
expecting.
And this is any time during the day. So it could
Yeah.
be morning, afternoon, evening.
Oh yeah, so I think I told you guys off camera, but basically when I'm in India and I was with my grandparents, I'd wake up she'd wake me up at 7, at 8 o'clock she's asking me, do I want chai? And I'm like, I want to brush my teeth, but I'll have chai, no problem. Then I'd have breakfast, and then by like 9:30, she's asking me again.
Yeah.
And then I have lunch, she's asking me around 2 o'clock. Like, it just would not. It's just so ingrained into the culture. Like, that is just it's so normalized that even being born here, like, you just accepted that.
Right.
After the first time I went to India.
I love that. So I think we have 2 versions that
Yes.
you prepared for us today.
Yes.
Is there one that you wanted us to try first?
No, you can do either one. So I prepared regular chaya, which we do, and then there's another one that in our language we call Kattan Chai, and basically just means black chai.
Okay.
So it's one with milk, one without.
Okay, let's try the milk one, so you can reach
Sure.
over and grab it. Just like before, these are food-safe beakers. You should never drink out of a chemistry beaker. And here we go. And so my initial impressions when we were preparing this, it went from this like delicious-looking cookie cream kind of appearance to this, and I swear it looks like warm chocolate milk right now.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and it was interesting. We had to filter it a little bit to get some of the chai itself out of this, and so I'm really excited to see kind of what remains here. But it's definitely the warm chocolate milk.
Yeah, but the smell, I have those, it's like a black tea type smell. And is there black tea in it?
There's a lot of different things. Like this is I brought from India. It's the powder we use in my house, so that is my actual tea thing.
Yeah.
It is depending on the place you go. So I know Patel Brothers, so shout out to Patel Brothers and some of the other Indian and ethnic grocery stores, may or may not have it. It all depends. And I know you have some other ones from up north. But I brought this straight from Kerala. So
Yeah, and we grabbed a couple of snacks from the Patel Brothers that we're going to try with the tea that we think might work well. But are you ready to try this?
Let's do.
Okay,
All right.
so here we go.
Cheers.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that is fantastic.
It is very creamy. It has that same texture of like a chocolate milk, but it's like chocolate milk tea.
Yes. Yeah, it feels like it has just a little bit, it has a lot more notes than, say, a chocolate milk. Chocolate milk would be the one flavor, but as I've tasted it, it was very, very creamy, but as it's kind of sat here in my mouth, I get some of that really strong tea taste, and it's really, really good.
Yeah.
And it's got an effect that I'm feeling is it's like coating my tongue a little bit and coating the back of my throat, the same way that like a hot chocolate might. It's like a blanket of warmth that I feel coming across, rather than sometimes I feel like coffee. I drink it and it's there and then it's gone, except for the coffee breath.
So I have a question about this actually as well. So you have this multiple times in a day. Does that is that all seasons? Because this seems, as I'm experiencing this,
Yeah.
like you said, it feels like a warm blanket.
Yeah,
It's like this
sure.
very comforting experience. Is that all seasons? Would you do this in a really warm time as well?
Yeah, I mean, in India, like we don't have like the traditional winter, right? So our biggest season really that we're known for is the monsoon season, which is when most kids are out of, and educators were out off on vacation. So when I go to India, it's always monsoon season, but throughout the year, like this is just part of the natural culture. So it wouldn't really make a difference in that sense.
Sure.
Yeah.
With India's population, like the way the labor forces and so forth, here you would say that if a kid or like construction worker, when they're doing a lot of manual labor, when they come like, I want a nice cool drink. Down south, they want a nice hot drink because for them,
okay.
the heat of like drinking chaya or just hot water actually helps them maintain their energy throughout the day to continue doing such laborious jobs. So I think that knowing that that's our kind of our part of our culture, I think that's why that has been so ingrained. So most people don't drink cold water down south. It is like hot boiling water or chaya. Like that is their preferred drink to quench themselves of thirst.
Makes a lot of sense. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
So now this, I feel excited about this and I want to keep drinking, but we have a different version and I think we're ready to try this different version. So I'm going to bring 3 additional cups over.
Yep.
And this one, you said the name of this, you called it Kattan Chai?
Kattan Chai.
Kattan Chai.
It basically just means black chai.
Okay.
Chaya.
And then can I take your cup?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and so we'll try this other version. Bring this
Yep.
over.
So this one, I would say is you would typically drink this more. Not many kids drink Kattan Chai. It's more of like high school and above.
So we've got the grown-up drink
It's
now.
a little bit more grown up, but
Yeah.
as some of your students mentioned, people use Kattan Chai even as like from an herbal medicinal uses. It helps with like
Oh, yeah.
sinus pressure, just like that nice people here drink lemon tea as a
Yeah.
way to kind of help them. Kattan Chai is a way to do that as well because it really just like opens up like the nasal passages as you do things.
Yeah, and when we were preparing this before, I think the preparation method for this one felt a little bit more like a traditional tea preparation.
Yeah.
Where you let it steep and you filter out the leaves and the other tea components.
Yeah.
And then we were telling some students about this and they were horrified that we were going to do this without sweetening it. And so we sweetened this one a
That's
little
fine.
bit too because
Yeah.
they felt that was very important.
Yeah.
And I don't know anything, and so
Nope,
their
I'm in.
experience is one that I'm ready to trust.
All right.
So we have this new version. Are we ready to taste it?
I think
Go
we're
for
ready.
it.
Here we go.
There you go.
Oh yeah. Okay. So that other one had that coating moment, and this one it's got like a refreshing end to it.
Yep. Yeah, I think the interesting thing to me is I feel like I go through multiple stages as I have both of these, as I think some of the flavors start to mature. So this one, it almost came in, it again felt just a little bit creamy almost.
Yeah.
And then you get some of that really the more refreshing tea taste,
Yeah.
almost like a, just a really, really good tea.
It hits different, like
Yeah.
so with Kattan Chai, I feel like if you didn't have the chai first, when you drink it, like you feel like it's like you can almost feel like the herbs of what's actually into the tea because it's not there's no cream or anything, so you really feel the taste.
Yeah.
And as it goes down, you kind of get like there is that quenching feeling because it's almost has like a hint of like a citrus kind of feeling to it,
Definitely.
and that
Oh yeah,
helps.
I definitely get that. And this tastes like something that I would pair with something else. I feel
Right.
like I could eat something and this could help refresh, wash away some of those flavors so I could re-enjoy additional food. Versus the other one felt like it was hearty enough that I could almost just have it on its own as something to hold me off until my next meal.
Right.
And I think we did bring some snacks.
Yes, we did. So we got
So we
banana
have
chips
banana chips
and biscuits.
and biscuits.
So banana chips, I'm really interested in this. So I've had plantain chips, but I know from my students that it's a very different experience. Banana chips and plantain chips are not at all similar. So can you tell me just a little bit about what I'm about to experience? I'm very
So
excited.
it's very similar to what you've seen with like regular. It is deep fried. So you do deep fry the bananas. Typically, you would use either corn or olive oil, and you would
Yep.
just really deep fry it and put some other seasonings on there. So this one's a masala banana chips. Down south, it is just straight like you cut the bananas up, you would dry them out, and then you would deep fry them.
Got it.
That's typically how we make it down south, but everyone's got their own spin on it.
Right.
So yeah.
And then you said you eat this with tea.
You can eat this with tea.
Okay, and
Absolutely.
I'm ready for that. So I've got a banana chip. I was expecting much sweeter. This is
No.
salty. This is savory.
This is India. This
yeah.
is what we do.
But really, really good. It has a very different texture than I was expecting as well.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking there might be a softer center, but that makes sense as it's been dried out that it would kind of lose some of that. Wow. So it's almost like a puffy type of texture. Go ahead.
Yeah. Do you feel the heat coming now?
Mhm.
I didn't
Yes,
get the
it
heat initially, and now I'm feeling like as it's moving through, I get that heat that's growing back up forward. That's a really nice experience, and I think it goes back to that warming experience. A
Right.
lot of this is giving me that.
Wow. All right. So I'm going to try that with this.
Go for it.
Yeah, I definitely have that. The spice is definitely coming forward now at the end, and I'm a little bit glad that we decided to have one sugar cube in the tea. It kind of helps me out a little bit at this point. So that's
sweet and savory.
right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then biscuits. You said that a lot of people enjoy a particular type of biscuit.
So yes, I would say across the country, I would say that everybody would agree. Parley G is probably one of the most infamous biscuits there is out there. And it's really, I would say most people would, if you're gonna have Parley G biscuits, like Chaya is the preferred. Like I said, and that's for like, and when you look at the Parley G wrapper, it's always like a little Indian kid that's on there and enjoying it. So again, the Parley G biscuit might show a little kid who's like 8 years old, and that same 8-year-old's having Chaya right there with it. So it totally works.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. So it sounds like we have sort of a savory, salty thing to go with it, and this is going to be a sweet experience.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
I'm ready for this.
Now, is this something that I would eat and then drink the tea, or is this something that I might dip in the tea? Because I've heard
I
it
do
both
that.
ways.
I dip. I
You dip?
definitely
Okay,
Oh
all
my
right.
goodness,
So
I'm
that
so
makes it
excited
even
for
better.
that.
Yeah,
All right.
all right, here we go.
Well, I
don't
would
need to
dip
be
it into the
asked
Chaya.
twice.
I don't know if
Oh,
you're
into the chaya.
But
Okay.
you guys are grown. You can do the Kattan Chai.
All right,
It's
here we
fine.
go.
That's not a problem.
Oh, so I hear it
Yeah,
now.
that's okay. That's okay.
I do see.
You can do either one.
You know what? I think that we should try both
Go
and
for
then kind of have that experience.
See the differences, yeah?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. With this, it is already fantastic. So this, wow, it really makes it soft, and the sweetness and kind of the bitterness of the tea really mix very, very well together. I'm a big fan.
Oh, you need
Better?
to try it with the other. Trying it with the other one, it's that sensation of like cookies and milk, but there's all of those extra flavors that are going on there. So I get that sweetness of the cracker, and this feels like a traditional sweet cookie, but then adding in some of the spiced notes and
Wow.
Yeah, and I would say
Yeah,
with
I
this,
mean,
this one's Milk Bickies. Milk Bickies and Parley G, they are milk-based kind of biscuits.
Yeah.
So when you put it with a chai, it flows really well.
Yeah.
Love
because
that.
it's already built in.
Yeah, it almost has like, so it's a little bit reminiscent of almost like a gingerbread or a shortbread
yeah.
with just that spice that comes along with the sweetness.
Yep.
And the biscuit itself. This is fantastic. I might come back for more. Of
I hear
these
you
in a
make that
moment.
description, and I'm just thinking of all the foods I haven't yet tasted.
Right,
And I've
exactly.
had gingerbread, of course, but then the other one you said was gingerbread and
And the shortbread.
I'm not sure that I know what a
cookies.
shortbread is.
So a shortbread cookie would be kind of similar to this.
Yeah.
It's I believe a little bit more of an English type of cookie, and it's doesn't have quite the number of layers and the number of flavors that maybe this one does. But still very good. Would recommend to a friend.
Yeah. So this has, I think, been another really good, successful episode of understanding all of these variations of tea that you enjoy. So I want to thank you so much for
of
being
course.
here. We're
Thank you for
TTT,
having me.
CCC, JJJ, and I have to remind you to like, to subscribe, and to make sure. What was the other one?
Comment below.
Comment below. No, hit the bell. There's a bell on YouTube you're supposed to hit, and when you do that, good things happen to me.
Really?
And good things happen to you, and good things happen to you.
Wow, I
we're
can't
looking
wait.
forward to that.
Hit the bell.